Like when all the Titans originated, were they all beings of order? Did they have to become the beings they were by taking in a bunch of the different domains' essence? I think that the soul of a being is what defines it.
Do not sleep on the job.
And I think that a body is merely a vessel. And I think that there's a chance that the Titans all appear as astral vessels because it's the manner in which they must exist in the plane of order. And if that's the case, and as we've seen with the Eternals, the suggestion is that they can have bodies built for them, which generally are like they're like the anchor to which the soul attaches and forms the identity, forms the body, you know? And I feel like the Titans aren't that different in that regard. They have something potentially even more orderly than the Eternals, and I hate to say this, but they share a body with something. They share a similar body type to another type of being, and those beings are the Celestials, the Constellars. In World of Warcraft, they are the other creature that exists in this form. And so, I hate to say this, but what are their names? Rygelon, Harberon, Elegon, right? They all rhyme with, you know it, we all love him, Norgannon. So, Norgannon being this being of order that is kind of out of line potentially, acting extremely, almost like an infinite version of Aman'thul. This guy may have, I mean, think about this. When Sargeras fought the Titan Pantheon and allegedly beat them, Norgannon had foreseen this, essentially, and crafted, literally bent the fucking energies of the universe around the Titans and, like, sent them off to different fucking planets. So, the idea that this guy could also potentially use magic to, or something in their Zareth Ordis or whatever it is, to craft them new bodies, maybe the most orderly forms that they could possibly fucking think of, then, you know, if the Eternal Ones can have new bodies, why can't these guys? Why not? Don't the Titans look like constellations? Yeah, they do. So that's why I'm saying this. Yeah. So check this out. Seat of the Pantheon. Wow. It's like these are their vessels. And it's almost like they pull from Argus the power to take on their identity of their choosing or whatever it is, right? But like this is, and Norgannon is the first, wait a second. I never noticed he's the first one to do it. Aenar might be the first to the seat, but she's not the first to siphon. I never noticed that. Aenar, Agramar, Aman'thul. So all your attention is on them. There they are. The three main guys, right? Oh, then Khaz'goroth, then Norgannon, then Golganeth. And he's the first one to do it. And then this one, who, yeah, I wonder what the true lore on Golganeth is, because there's stuff from the RPG lore that claims he's the son of Aman'thul. I think actually, technically, both Khaz'goroth and Golganeth are the son of Aman'thul and Aenar, but I don't know. That's what they say in the RPG lore anyway. So for them to take this form, the same as Constellars, I don't know about this guy, chat. Look at this motherfucker's Hearthstone cards. All the magics, Progenitor's power, ancient knowledge, unlimited potential. This guy knows shit that he's not supposed to know. I'm telling you right now. If you think that the Eternal Ones going into Zareth Mortis and uncovering what existed in there from the first ones was heresy, this motherfucker's done it too. Dude, I never thought to suspect him, but he's mega sus. He's mega sus, dude. He's, like I said, he's like the infinite version of Aman'thul. Time and space. Dude, it's so fucking crazy. I love it. I love this Norgannon theory shit. It blows my mind. And look, the only one who ever actually appears as a cloud, as a nebulous cloud. Look, this is how they're depicted in the art. It's funny how Sargeras is the only one who ever actually looks like that. Like, you never thought to suspect the Primus, too. I mean, I was a little sus of the Primus's tactics, but I didn't grasp the scale of what the Primus was doing. Like, I didn't grasp it, honestly. I didn't get it. And I think a lot of it is because I didn't play Chains of Domination. As soon as Chains of Domination came out, I split. And so anything really expressing what Zoval was doing while under the effects of domination, like, at the deeper level, I didn't really see. I say this every time, but Sargeras could have killed us at any time. He was a cloud forever, but he didn't. It was like only when they fired that thing at him that it occurred. Man, I hope Sargeras hasn't been deceived as well. It'd be real fucking sad if this guy was being deceived. And the Titans had basically just gotten him to do exactly what they wanted him to do. I don't want to believe that that's true. I want to believe that there is a... It's about having hope, you know? Like, I just think, like, you have to have hope that, like, someone is fighting for us. Like... And I guess that's why I anchor to it, is that, like, I really hope that it works. I really hope that it works. The Pantheon has been usurped, and not by the person that I thought usurped it. It wasn't usurped by Aenar. It was usurped by Norgannon and Aman'thul, and I think to a degree, this guy, I mean, look at Argus. Is this not one of the most orderly beings you've ever fucking seen? Dude, he literally has, look at their platform. You see how their platform has these constellations on it? Argus literally has that in his scythe, dude. And Argus's soul seems so much bigger, so much more powerful than the Titans. Why? Is it because, like I expressed at the beginning of the stream, they overthrew their father? Argus, the true being of order, the one who was supposed to actually bring order to the cosmos naturally? So they fucked him over, destroyed him, made Sargeras fucking destroy the Shadowlands, absolutely crippled death, ordered life, ordered death, took control of the fucking cosmos, and acted like this guy didn't even exist. When the truth is that he probably predates all of them. Argus's memories to Illyria show an existence, a life, literally a lifetime that surpasses the existence of the universe. Those are the words that are used. That suggests that Argus persists through the great cycle. And I bet you the Titans know that. They fucked everything up. Big time. Big time. I personally think that Azeroth and Argus are the only proper Titans and the others are just fake usurpers. I think that there's a possibility that both Azeroth and Argus are first ones, yes. And the possibility that Sargeras is one as well. They're not the same. They're not the same as these Titans that we know. They're not the same thing. Azeroth, Argus, Sargeras. Creation, destruction, and probably the order that exists between. There's usually a trinity. I mean, it's pretty common. Doesn't have to be, but it's pretty common. New Titans just aren't built the same as the old ones, yo, true. And so the use of the word Titan, I think, is something that has to be brought into question. What are Titans? And the question becomes this. If Azeroth is the last Titan, does that not imply that the others are not Titans? And if that's the case, what are they? What the fuck are they? Have they taken on a name that does not belong to them? Do they call themselves something that they don't deserve? What's the difference between a Titan, a god, and eternal? How do you... What's the definition, I guess? How are they... Identified separately.
In service to the green
Tiger,
dragon
Phoenix,
flight.
Dragon in Chinese cosmology anyway. Pomeranians on an ego trip, maybe. Icons? Yeah, icons is that's a good one. Life, destruction, rebirth. Yep. Sargeras, I think he could only be the destroyer because he had to take on that role, but regardless, like, Argus, I think, is a being of order. As a being of supreme death, I think, I've said this before, death is order, just as much as life is chaos. And they're really hammering that theme home right now, aren't they? That life is chaotic, and that it has been subdued. Titans, as we know it, are frauds, they're not real gods. Well, I think it depends on how you define a real god, because I think there's a lot of people that would argue with you and say that Loa are real gods, that wild gods are real gods, that old gods are real gods. Like, I think that if something is worshipped, to an extent, it's a god. Like, the Titans are gods. They're just gods, well, at this point, at least two of them anyway, are gods of order. Like, if they command that type of power, like, I'm not saying that, like, I guess I should clarify that, like, not all gods are created equal, but that doesn't mean that there can't be greater and lesser gods, you know? It's very common, I feel like, in fantasy, where, like, you have gods that are just on different power scales, and what they do is important. I think a mistake is to try to think that everything is of equal power scale. I don't think that's correct. I think that there are some forces that naturally are a little more powerful. I think life is one of them. But, or maybe life is weak and precious and to be protected, and maybe that's the case, and maybe ANR puts on a front but I don't think that's the case. I think life is very strong. I think life is very strong. It's very adaptive. It finds a way, you know? It looks weak. It looks frail. It looks like it's not much, but it's very powerful. I mean, we're fighting back against these forces of Farak, and we're not even really, like, using weapons. You guys notice that? We're, like, going and destroying their forges and taking out their weapons caches and all that stuff, but, like, no one here is using that. We don't really need that.